Hi everyone, welcome back. I just want to start this off by expressing immense gratitude to everyone that liked, shared, commented, and even more subscribed on my last video. I am so honored and grateful to be surrounded by such awesome people. If you're new or you're returning and you haven't subscribed, a moment of silence while you do just that. So on today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about this new season that I'm in my life, and I thought that maybe someone can relate or even learn from it. So for those who don't know me, a little background: I am Guyanese. I migrated to the US when I was 16 years old. At that time, that was such a big shift in my life. I remember being so miserable. I cried my eyes out at the airport. I made my mom upset with me for a while, and even when I ended up settling into school, it was miserable. Looking back now, I know I could have had such a better experience if I had just taken advantage of the opportunities there, instead of looking back or thinking this is what my friends are doing, this is what I could have been doing, instead of just embracing what was happening at the moment. And looking back now is when I'm able to see those things. But in the moment, whilst I was transitioning, it was so hard for me. It seemed hard. It wasn't really hard, but it seemed so hard to me that I made my life miserable. And I think for a good amount of my life, that's how almost every change was. Instead of embracing it, I just hated the idea of change. Of course, we know that change is inevitable, but to have to go through it, to have to experience it, is such a hard thing at the time. So I'm kind of in this season in my life right now where I'm just going through this transformation, and I'm just really and truly liking the person that I'm becoming. And in order to get to where I am now, I had to go through a lot of changes, or I had to come to a lot of different realizations. And so I thought I'd share that with you guys today, just how the journey has been and just things that I had to go through in order to get to where I am right now. I know before I decided, like, okay, I don't want to be who I am anymore, I just had to get to the point where I was tired of myself. I was tired of my thought process. I was tired of who I was. I was tired of not knowing what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be, and just had all these what if scenarios in my head. And so I had to come to the point where I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm done with who I am, and I'm just ready to become the person that I'm meant to be. And so in order to do that, I had to first learn the art of forgiveness and release. That took me such a long time. It wasn't easy. It wasn't just a snap and like just a turn over the page and that was it. It was a process, right? Forgiveness is a process. And I personally believe that we as a generation, we're an unforgiving generation. Like, we're in this cancel culture. Like, people just do one thing and immediately they're canceled. We're in this where everyone is to themselves, like every man for themselves. And I'm saying we because I'm included, right? I'm speaking to myself. Like, I was so antisocial, and I still kind of am, but I just went about it like, that's just who I am. You know, instead of like putting myself out there and making myself have different experiences, better experiences than I was having. And I just think there's so many of us that are like this. Like, you know, we've been hurt, or one person did something to us, and that just led to a cycle of not letting others in, creating these walls. And I think I had to come to this realization. I was thinking about something, and it kind of blew my mind too. Like, we let certain people into our lives, right? And if it went God's way, these same people that we're mad at, that they let go of us, or they reject us, or we thought they were going to be in our lives forever and now they're not, if it went God's way, those people might have been strangers to us, right? And it's like, we're going around being mad at people who were not even meant to be in our lives. And it kind of blew my mind, because I'm thinking, so many of us say, okay, whoever's meant to be in my life will be in my life. Whoever God has for my life will be there. But yet we say that, but we're so mad at those people or we're holding grudges against those people who are no longer in our lives. And it's like, you have to come to realization like, okay, I should be rejoicing that this person is not in my life anymore, because they're not truly meant to be there. And even though some of us know that, it's like, okay, this person is no longer there, then maybe they weren't meant to be in my life, but we still have these thoughts towards them, right? These negative thoughts that still make us portray certain things towards them that are just not good or positive. And I was like, I have to change my thought process, right? Like, how can you say that you've forgiven someone when you haven't really let go of, I don't know, of like the bad idea in your, or this bad, I don't know, this little mini bad person of them in your head, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, bear with me, guys. And so I think in part of letting go or becoming new, there's just forgiveness that is, it's necessary, right? And so I had to really realize that, like, I'm ready to forgive people. I'm ready to move on with my life. There's this song that Jonathan McReynolds sang on his new album, People. Love it. Love the whole album. But this one specifically that talks about moving on. And I just really think that that's where I am in my life right now. And I just really think that's where we should all come to be. I don't know, like moving on from past hurt, and not only the hurt, but moving on from, okay, I'm okay with this person not being in my life. And even if we wishing them well, I mean, you don't have to be close to the people that have hurt you, but you also don't have to have the bad thoughts of them in your head, if that makes sense. You can let go of them as well as that idea in your head, like these bad thoughts towards them, this negative energy that you have towards them. I also had to change my frame of mind, whether it was comparison, whether it was negative thoughts. And I'm speaking this and it sounds like it's easy, but it's only because I just went through this, right? Or I'm still going through it. And, you know, our thoughts and contribute to what we say, and it also contributes to our actions. So if that's not changed, then I don't know if we truly can change, right? And so I told myself, of course, what you put in is what you get out. So I'm so much more diligent when it comes to like my Bible study and reading and even the things I watch. And finally, I had to realize that I needed to change my habits. That has been a bit hard for me. That's not something that's easy. I mean, of course, when you're so accustomed to doing something, and that's what I realized too, or at least with me, when you're so accustomed to doing something, it's so hard to go away from that because it's what you know, right? It's what you've known, especially if you've been like, you've had the same habits since you were younger. So to go away from that, it's nothing that's easy. But I had to realize like, okay, your habits have to change. Like you can't want to be a new person and still say okay, I'm antisocial and that's it. Like, you know, you have to put yourself out there. Like, so just certain things that I was saying, I was like, I have to change this. I have to, and I don't want to go into this again to make this too longer, but what we say matter. Oh my gosh, our words they have so much power, and I'm trying to be so careful with what I say, not only about myself, but about my family members and those around me. I'm just trying to put a cap on my mouth a lot lately. I mean, we're home right now, and I feel like there's so much time for reflection. I mean, for me, being home has shown me so many areas that I actually need work in. Being home has tested my patience because it means that I'm home with all of my cousins. Being at work has tested my patience. I still work. I've been working. And so I had to realize like, okay, Esther, okay, you need help in that area. And so that's where I've like, okay, this is where I'm realizing that I need work in. So I'm trying my best to put in that work. So of course I had to go through that, and I'm still going through it. It's not an easy process. It's not something that just happens like snap or like overnight. It's a process. It's something that you have to be consistent with. And listen, I'm not the most consistent person, and I'm a huge procrastinator, but I just had to come to the point where I realized like, okay, I don't want to be where I was at 18. Like, I'm getting older, and in getting older, I just want to be a different person. I want to grow. Like, I just don't want my physical being only to grow. Like, I want it to happen internally, right? I need to see progress as I grow older. And it sounds like I'm preaching to you guys, but this is just something that I think we should all go through, or it's something that is necessary, right? Or at least it was for me. I'm only speaking from experience, and I can only speak from experience. And so I just hope that you guys don't think I'm saying, oh, do this, do this, do this, and then you're gonna be this person. Like, if you want to experience newness, if you want to experience your new self, then I do think there's certain processes that we have to go through, or stages, and it might not be what my stage looked like whatever your growth doesn't have to look like how my growth looked. Like, everyone is different, everyone is unique, right? But of course, if you want to experience this newness, then you have to realize that something has to change. And so in saying that I'm changing my habits, saying that I'm trying to be a new person, I thought I would let you guys into this little secret. I mean, it's not really a secret if you know me, but I'm about to be 23 years old. And in my 22 years of life, I have never, not once, not an inch of a second, not once, I've never had pizza. I know. Calm down. It's not that serious. It's just pizza. But I've never had pizza, and I thought, okay, let me come on here and kind of make a commitment to change. And I hope that you guys would join me in making this commitment to change, your own little commitment. I don't know what it is, but this is kind of like taking a small step into being the new you, right? And so in taking that small step, my small step is actually to eat pizza, right? So join me as I eat my very first bite of pizza in front of you guys. I actually recorded this yesterday, but there was some problem with my footage, so I'm recording it again. So when you do see the footage or the clip that I'm about to show you, it's going to be a little different. Just minor details that are going to be switched up. But I hope that you guys will commit to this change with me, and I hope you guys will continue to follow me on my journey. Oh, please don't drag me. My family has already dragged me, okay? Because one, the pizza does not have cheese. I still have cheese, and I don't have a good relationship, okay? But the pizza doesn't have cheese. It doesn't have the tomato sauce thing. It doesn't have the wrong thing, pepperoni. It doesn't have, it's not a regular pizza, okay? It has barbecue sauce, it has grilled chicken, and it has pineapple. I'm not sure. I know there's this huge debate on if pineapple should be or should not be. I mean, the verdict is still out for me, but you guys leave a comment and tell me if you think pineapple should be on pizza or it shouldn't be. For today, it's on my pizza, okay? And listen, over here, we celebrate small victories. We celebrate baby steps. And this is a baby step, okay? I'm going to eat cheese pizza with pepperoni, the real pizza, some other time later down. I'll probably film that too. But my family has already dragged me, saying that I'm not really eating pizza. I'm just eating barbecued bread. So you don't have to tell me too. But yeah, watch me eat pizza. So yeah, I don't want to be the Esther who doesn't even know why she doesn't like pizza or why she doesn't eat it. She just doesn't eat it for no, just, actually there is a reason. I don't eat cheese. My very first pizza. This is a moment to be recorded in history. Esther's very first pizza at age 22. All right, let's. Okay. It's not bad. Okay. This is actually good. It wouldn't be with cheese, but
Yo.
I feel like eating all of this by myself.
Does that have cheese in it?
No.
Then what is the substitute for the cheese?
My stomach.